Hello everyone, welcome to Echo. As you may tell, my voice has not come back and it may be a while before it does. If it sounds windy, outdoorsy, and crackling and all of that, it's because, I am walking out on the trail and it is windy. And it's fall, so definitely a lot of leaves on the ground. So I just needed to come out and just take a walk. Like the whole election things, it is just insane right now. I mean, it really feels like back in 2002 or something, when Chavez was taken out of the government, and then we went back, somebody brought him back like 3 days later, and now we were back in the same shit. And then it came even worse because then he was vindicated about all his messed up actions. And although there are obvious differences, as in, this other one lost the re-election, may or may not win it tonight again. But if he does, now he's truly going to be reinvigorated because now they know that whatever laws they don't need or gets in the way, they're just going to continue plowing through. Because by the time that the legal system catches up with them, they're already going to have installed a monarchy. And I'm not talking like England monarchy. I'm talking like Russian monarchy. What are you talking about, Carlos? There's no monarchy in Russia, you uninformed douche. Well, not technically, you're correct. But how is it that Putin has been in power for so long and truly was only... but he gave up the presidency for a term and then went back up to it, yes. And during that term, he handpicked who was going to be in government. He made sure to reduce all powers to the presidency given to himself as a minister or whatever position he chose. I forget. And then he went back into presidency right afterwards. Well, here, we already know that they want to change the Constitution to allow for unlimited re-election. There's your monarchy. Because once you do that and rig the system, but there's the other one saying that the system is... Listen, the thief always accuses other ones of thieving. The cheater always accuses other ones of cheating. And so on and so forth. The bully acts like the victim. And so, this is what they said. They are telling you everything that you hear Trump and /MAGA say, it's literally a reflection of themselves. Simple as that. When they tell you they are corrupt, they're the enemy within, they're the poison of the blood, there are the shittiest things about our country and anywhere on the way of life, they are literally talking about themselves. In every single aspect. But you guys, you get too emotional, too confrontational, too blah, blah, blah. Well, when people are scamming you, they do it with a smile. So I don't understand why affirmation and love for Rogan. Because Rogan is literally a piece of shit that does it with a nice little tone of voice and really, oh my goodness, no way. You telling me that the Democrats are going ahead and allowing the air to be poisoned through methodic gas that it comes out of every guy's and every other Democrat's ass just to poison us. And oh yeah, they've been working on it. No, oh my goodness. And because he doesn't say yes or no or calls people out on their bullshit. Oh, he does calls out on their bullshit. No, he doesn't. He calls out the shit that he knows the answer he's going to get. Why he didn't have the balls to actually get Kamala to come onto his show. So, but then he comes to the FCC Republican. She got onto SNL and nobody allowed her to get in there. Nobody invited Trump. Really? On one end, you make sure the other one doesn't get invited and gloat about it. And on the other one, you get bitchy? Fuck you. And you got jackasses like Elon Musk. Elon Musk knows about regular life as much as I know about being a fucking billionaire in Mars. And he doesn't know what the fuck it is to be a billionaire in Mars either, because he's a fucking moron. Anybody that is good at scamming can go ahead and trick everybody else. Oh, but he did electric cars. No, he didn't. That was a company set up by somebody else that he took over, and he's a great fucking salesman. That's it. That's it. He didn't do anything with SpaceX that somebody else would not have done if that was their dream. But nobody had the fucking dream of, I'm going to make rockets. Nobody gave a fuck about it. Just like nobody gives a fuck about any of the shit that is unnecessary. Let me ask you this. How come that all these mega motherfuckers who are so pro-Elon are also so against Tesla and call all Tesla users pieces of shit and blah, blah, blah? See what I mean? Oh, we're pro-life. No, you're pro-birth. And you may even be pro-life, but it's a fucking pro-shitty life. Because you don't give a fuck about what happens to the person or to the child after they're born. Oh, and don't give me that's their parents' fucking fault or responsibility because you're forcing that couple to fucking have the kids. So, see what I mean? Then you want to talk economy? Let me simplify it for you. If grandpa goes ahead and you have a nice, decent life with grandpa, everything is good, everything is fine, everybody works and makes a shitload of money, you have vacations, you have stuff, but you don't live in, extreme luxury. Grandpa dies, leave the money and everything on hands of dad. Dad, all of a sudden under dad, we went ahead and we had the most amazing life that grandpa could not even imagine, extreme luxury and wealth. And then dad all of a sudden passes on the reins to now what would be grandpa's grandson. And grandpa's grandson goes ahead and sees that, oh fuck, we're broke. Dad wasn't good in business. He just went ahead and took advantage of all the good shit that grandpa had already done, and then went ahead and continued to do it, to use it. And then he used that credit, and he used all of that shit, and build up that, and build up that, and build up that, and he wasn't making enough money, and all of a sudden, oh shit, we're broke. So now we're going to have to go ahead and cut back. Now it's going to be even worse. We won't have even the luxury from when grandpa was alive because dad fucked it all up by giving us such an amazing unnecessary luxury that we didn't even need to have because it wasn't ours to have. So now when the third generation comes around and starts saying, well, we need to cut here, cut here, cut here, cut here, and actually start making progress and making payments here, hey, we're all going to have to go to work. And we're going to have to put together towards the house so that we can make sure we get out of this fucking hole. Carlos, what all of that shit has to do with the political economy and the country? Very simple. If you have Bill Clinton, lives an amazing economy. Comes Bush, economy goes to shit. Comes Clinton, comes then Obama, fixes up the economy, and goes Trump and fucks up the economy. Here comes Biden, fixes up the economy, but what we see is not that. What people want to tell you is that, oh, look, when we were in progress, we had so much money. No, bitch. You're the second generation on this story, the one that gets in debt, the ones that waste all the money, the one that doesn't know how to actually work and live within its means, and then goes ahead and blames the next generation when they go ahead and realize, oh, Wally, motherfucker, they screwed it all up. You don't celebrate an employee like that. You don't celebrate a family member like that. How the fuck are we celebrating a convicted felon of it? A convicted felon. The Law and Order Party has been rallying behind a 34-count convicted felon who has been weaponizing the system in any possible way to try to subvert having to answer to his crimes. Who, on top of all of that, owes about $500 million. If you want to see how fucking smart he is, he owes $500 million, in part because of trying to overthrow the government. Sounds pretty much like a fucking Confederate, which is another illusion. So let me clear that up to you. Confederate are traitors. Simple as that. It's a whole different nation. It's a whole different flag. It's a whole different point of view. And their only interest was to make sure that they could make money off of somebody else, which is the only reason why we have an electoral college and not popular vote. The electoral college was a way to appease and calm down all those nutty boys who decided to go against its own friends, families, and countrymen just for the sake of, I want to own people. So, oh, it was because of taxes. Yes. It was because of representation. Yes. Because we're going to lose money in taxes by giving up to fucking slaves, because they went ahead and they got a third of a vote for every slave so they could actually have more voting power in those states. That's how we got an electoral college, which is the same one that they're still using to get away with stealing the elections in a quote-unquote legal way, like the Law and Order. So let me give it to you in a different way. If you support Law and Order, you would not even consider this person for anything else but jail. But most Law and Order followers, on quote-unquote, because I know plenty of them, in both sides. And I know so many people in the justice and legal system that I can tell you that very few people actually agree with it within the law enforcement in comparison with the vast majority. You know why? Because when I talk to troopers and roadside patrol and shit like that, and I ask, so let me ask you, those big American flags, back the blue stickers and all that shit, make American great, compared to the rest of any people that you pull over, what's your experience? They're the worst, is what I usually get. They're all horrible. They are completely assholes to us. They think they know it all. And we're just trying to do our job. So they are the ones that give up the most problems for the most simple stops. That's not how you support the blue, dude. Do that. You support the blue by, if you get pulled over, you go ahead and you put your hands on the steering wheel. You lower your windows if it's possible, if they're tinted. If not, leave them up. But put your hands up on the wheel. Put the car in park. If possible, shut it off. But if not, leave it in park. Make sure you roll your window all the way down. Don't try to pick up anything like a cell phone, wallet, take your seatbelts, or anything like that until the officer is next to you and asks you for it. All of those things. Oh, I had conversations where I was cut off and told, you're a pussy. You don't fight for your rights. No. I love Law and Order. And I'm going to make sure that I do my best to allow that officer to feel safe, to feel that there is no threat coming from me. And even when I disagree with what they request or order, like many years ago when I got pulled over and my car got searched for having cannabis in it, and it was still illegal in New York, and I was in the process of becoming a citizen. All of that went down the shitter because of that one stop. Now, did I fight the cop when he wanted to search my vehicle and I declined? No. He pulled me out, put me in his patrol car while he searched my vehicle, found my weed, the whole shit, blah, blah, blah. I never, ever fought him or anything. Because you don't fight with the bouncer of the club. Let me put it to you that way. You fight with the owner, you argue with the owner, you try to figure it out with the owner. The bouncer has one rule: do what's told, and if anything, keep you out. That's the cop. That's the bouncer of the law. They're not there to practice law with you, because that's not what they're there for. They're there just to follow very simple set of rules. And if you don't comply, well, guess what? Doesn't matter how fucking strong you are, they always got more. So, and you can always make it worse to yourself. So just comply. Just be nice. Provide your ID, provide your shit, and you're going to have a better chance of getting a warning, getting a reduced ticket, or some, which is called on the roads reduction or roadside reduction, than if you start fighting it. And then you're still not supporting the cops. So, I just do not understand it. I don't understand how a Hispanic person, or basically anyone that is not a white man, can even consider it. How? Oh, God. I wish you guys could see the sky that I'm seeing right now. This is freaking awesome. I hope the wind is not killing the audio too much. I wish you guys could see the lights, the sky, how it is right now. And hopefully the wind won't be killing the audio too badly. But seriously, this is somebody who truly embodies everything wrong with a human being. And the most scary thing is that I keep asking how and why. Well, the answer is right there in front of all of our faces. Because that's how those people really feel. Anybody who supports this, that's how they truly feel. That's who they truly are. That's who they are in the bottom. Doesn't matter what kind of facade they got in the front. Like, if your religion tells you that you gotta hate somebody, either you're misinterpreting your religion or your religion is definitely wrong. If you have to fight consciously about loving your gay child, LGBTQZYN, whatever the fuck, child, family member, whoever the hell it is, or your religion, right there, you need to figure out unless your child is a murderer prick, then you need to move away. Which is as crazy as shit. Most people will forgive a murderer than to forgive a gay child. How fucked up is that? Like, so much more growing up. We have so much growing up to do as a society. And this is not just the US, this is worldwide. We have so much to grow as a society. The day that we stop putting a price tag on everything, trying to get the most out of it, money-wise, that's when we're going to start seeing a difference. but maybe it'll start by having a world language. Maybe we make a worldwide accepted language, and then everybody also learns sign language. Maybe then we can start understanding each other better, seeing each other from other perspective, and maybe not be such a dick to each other. I really hope my daughter wakes up tomorrow with a much brighter future and not a dark one with the much real possibility of having less and less rights and power about herself and decisions on her own. True freedom of any rights, because rights are not unlimited, they're essential but not unlimited. And if your rights are to mandate somebody else's way of living just because it bothers your way of thinking and not because there's an actual threat, like pedophilia, no, that's not something that it will be accepted. Sorry. But being gay and try to pass it as pedophilia, I'm sorry, what? It's like it's like saying that my head hurt because I farted. One has nothing to do with the other. So, let's see how it goes. I truly never believed that I would see the U.S. in the same shape or path, not shape, in the same path as Venezuela and everything else. Like, how do we argue for one person using personal emails but not the other? How is everything so biased? Anyway, God, there's so many stars. So many stars. One thing though, whatever happens tomorrow, I think tomorrow is my last day of rant about politics on my Facebook and social media feed, and I'm gonna start, God, my voice, leaving it just for here, or maybe even make another podcast just for it. But I need to break from it for a little while. I think my mental health is like, holy fuck, dude, give me a break. And so I am so excited about getting the rest of the stuff. I know it's a pivot moment, but I was just working earlier on doing some of the getting ready to start putting in insulation in the basement to put drop-down ceiling for the studio. So, you know how hard it is to interpret when you have a voice like this. I'm supposed to be whispering without sounding like an ass, but I can't get my tone to be low. It's either this or silence. Those are my two volumes. God, it's so crazy that today is, 69 right now? Broke record today with temperature. Anyway, this is the end of my rant. I hope everybody have a great service. Sorry. If anybody's listening, I hope you all have a great rest of your day.